Happy Monday morning, everyone. It's time for your weekly What's on the Archfiend's Mind video. We're going to be talking movies. We're going to be talking YouTube. And at the end, we'll talk a little sports and my sports life that is the torture of my existence. Anyway, movies. This new Ghostbusters. It's not even out yet. The trailer is out yet. I'm trying to think of like trailers that made society either cringe or hate a movie so much without even seeing the entire film yet, as much as this new Ghostbusters, which happens to have 4 women in it instead of 4 male Ghostbusters. But anyway, I got sucked into a vortex yesterday in that I started watching a trailer review of this Ghostbusters trailer, and that turned into another video, and another video, and another video, all people critiquing this trailer for the new Ghostbusters film. And I've noticed a lot of repeating trends, and it's not in the videos themselves, but in the commentary. If anyone says something remotely positive about this new Ghostbusters film and doesn't just shred it up, piss and shit on it, you see in the comments, well, Sony got a hold of this guy or girl and paid them off to review this movie positively. That one positive thing they said, Sony probably paid them to do that. Now, I'll admit, I saw the trailer and I said, nothing special there. And I don't really have any sort of yearning to go out and pay to see the movie, so I'm probably going to watch it, a full year after it's out, when it comes on TV or Netflix or something. I mean, 'cause I'm not going to go out of way to see something that I just don't really have interest in seeing. But man, I'm not going to sit here and bash it and say it's just going to be a completely vile, horrid piece of crap as well. And I'm not going to sit here and debate the pretense of whether or not someone is giving something a positive review or a negative review, or they're not, or they are, or whatever, what have you. And this is like the culture of the internet and what the internet's become that just it pushes me away from it. Like, everything is skepticism. So many contrarians. We'll get to that point in a second here. Not that this is a contrarian thing, because I feel like the far majority are against this new Ghostbusters film. Contrarians are people who disagree against something that is the popular trend, not something that is seen as the unanimous hated thing. Anyway, this whole thing of just being like so critical for, number one, you haven't seen something, and number two, you don't know someone's motives. You don't know for sure someone's motives into what opinion they gave. And you just see this vomited all over the YouTube comments. And I experienced it here firsthand when I reviewed Star Wars Episode 7. And I thought it was good. I honestly think it was good to this day. That video I made a couple months ago hasn't got a single positive comment in a number of months. People telling me that, oh, Disney paid this guy off paid me off. Disney sought me out, some little Johnny nobody here on YouTube, burped on me, and then they paid me for my review of Star Wars Episode 7. Because so many people are waiting for that, and they're going to base their opinion of seeing the movie or not on me. Anyways, people are saying that. People are saying that, oh, you're just clouded by logic and of just mental handicap and a number of things. And I'm just like, what? I honestly saw the movie. I honestly thought it was good. Maybe in time I'll think it sucks. But my God, it is my honest opinion. And I'm someone who thought the prequels blew. So it's not like I have some Star Wars fanboyism that was going to accept anything that J.J. Abrams and Disney shoveled out with this newest Star Wars. And you see comment after comment after comment after comment. Like, what are you talking about? This movie was terrible. What are you talking about? The prequels were so much better than this. Oh yeah, the Gungan King going. Oh, that was so much better. Seeing the Gungan King do that than anything that was in Star Wars Episode 7. If only Episode 7 had a Gungan King going. That would have been so funny. And a little cartoon talking rabbit, as Red Letter Media would say, stepping in the poopy. Slapping my knee right there, buddy. But again, you're free to think that. But it's just to the point where positivism, that sure as fuck ain't a word, positivity and the commenting here on YouTube, and I've known this for a number of years, it's one of the main reasons why PewDiePie shut down his comment section and a number of other people. The amount of people coming out just to give negativity, and this is skewing into my next point, negativism and contrarianism here on this website, and just the internet in general. It's so much more popular to be negative or to the contrary of. And it's kind of getting really, really old. And I know people are going to be like, well, you're one to talk, Archfiend. You've talked many a contrarian on a topic or negative on a topic when you could have talked about any of number of things of positivity. You're right. You're absolutely right. And assessing things through the years is one of the main reasons why I've gone away from lists of douchebags and YouTube rants and calling out money whores and stuff like that, because it's been done. My point's been made. What else can I say? I can be contrary to the point of repetition and repetition and repetition. It doesn't make my point any more or less clear. Much as like seeing a comment section inundated with saying how dumb it is to say that the Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, was a horrible movie. Well, I'm going to chime in too and tell them it was a horrible movie. It's like, okay, the point's established. You saying it was horrible too doesn't, change the matter of the fact. And again, you could play devil's advocate and say, like, well, what does it do to say it was good 500 times on end? Point taken. But my point is that when you see things like this and you just see videos and anything on the internet that can be commented upon, you just see so much more repetition in the negativity. Where, the negativity is, it's a bit more ironclad, firm to state something that sucks, whereas positivity can be a bit more transformative, elaborate. This was beautiful because of this angle, and someone else will be like, no, I liked it more. I thought it was more beautiful from that angle. And just like, the perception of way of things can be explained are just more expansive when it's positive. And it's not popular to be positive. Like, that is literally what it is on the internet right now. It is just not popular to be positive. And again, you're one to speak, Archfiend. Where's all your positivity at? Exactly. And again, that is why, just assessing things through the years, why I've gone so far away, why I've had such less and less interest in even just making content, because it's just, positivity is just something that, I don't know. Like I said, color me guilty here. I don't like talking about positivity as much as the next guy. And that's the sad trend of the internet. I'm not really much better or worse than what I'm critiquing here today. But I'm better in the way that I'm getting away, pushing myself away, forcing myself to change here, not be Mr. Negadelphia. So, Contrarianism. I gotta be honest, there's a number of times in the past where I've been a contrarianist for the sake of being a contrarianist. When something was the popular trend, specifically here on YouTube, whether it was something like Shane Dawson that's overwhelmingly popular, just speaking out against him and attacking all the focal points of popularity, or the Ray William Johnson, or the Smoshes, or the iHorse, anything like that, that was the large majority popular here, and it then evolved into like looking at these guys in more of a negative light because there wasn't many people speaking out against these guys. Like, that's why I loved the YT Watchdog so much when he came up, because he was one of the few people, he was a quote-unquote watchdog on this website that called these people out for just the absolute whoring that they were doing in their content, and that they suck, and it's okay to say they suck. But it got to a point many times that I was just being a contrarian. I gotta be honest with you. New whore, new face, spin it a different way, try to spin it a different way. But at the end of the day, I look back at those videos and I'm like, they're all really the same thing. Oh, really the same thing. And that contrarianism still exists to this day on this website. People disagree because it's popular to disagree. You don't like Justin Bieber because it's popular to not like Justin Bieber. A lot of people that hate someone like Justin Bieber probably have never purchased an album, will never go see him in concert, will never care to understand the love and passion that his fan base has for him. Do I think the guy is a flaming douchebag? Yeah, absolutely. But I ain't going to sit here and tell one of his fans that they're an idiot for liking him in any way, shape, or form. Whether they think his music is greater than anything the Beatles created, that fine, believe that. I'm not going to say it, but you can. It's popular to speak out against Justin Bieber. It's popular to say this or that. It's popular to worship The Walking Dead, and someone like me who doesn't like it is a fucking moron, apparently. Even though it's the same goddamn thing every season now, and I've watched it up to this point, I gave up on the show. But it still gets ratings. It still gets support. I guess that's just me being a contrarian. Speaking out against the popular. It's popular to say Donald Trump is going to launch nukes and build a wall and turn America into East Berlin. Do I have a fear that that may happen? Sure, possibly. But who's to say it absolutely will? Anyway. Contrarianism, negativism, popularity, archfiend, sports. Alright, we'll end with some sports. I tweeted out last night. Okay, first off, I love the NCAA March Madness tournament. I've said time and time again, I think that is one of the most purest playoff championship deciding systems in any sport. 3 Philadelphia teams in the tournament this year. St. Joe's, Villanova, and Temple. First of all, fuck Temple. I've never liked them. Never liked any of their teams. Seeing them lose in such heartbreaking fashion. Villanova made it out of the second round. Good for you, little flute girl who wasn't caught crying on camera this year, because Villanova is actually in the Sweet 16. So congrats to them. I still have a bad taste in my mouth from them because they have choked so many times over the years. So many times. Yeah, I know they've won a tournament in my lifetime. Yeah, back when I was like 3 years old. So there's no really lasting memory of that. But, you know, they have won. They have showed up to the dance and left the prom king. All right, I get that. My team that I put the most stock in this year was St. Joe's. All right, 27 wins in the regular season. You know, don't get much attention from who they play. Anyway, playing the number 1 seed Oregon Ducks last night. This game was the summary of being a Philadelphia sports fan. You get about 2 minutes left in this game, and you're like, they're gonna win. But in the back of your head, you're saying, let's be real, they're gonna find a way to lose this game. Turnover, missed shot. 3-pointer Oregon. Chance to tie the game left with about 40-some seconds left. Turn the ball over, commit a foul on that turnover. Chance to tie the game again. Ball back. Don't even get the shot off. Shot clock expires. It's times like this where I say, and I said this on Twitter last night, I go, why do I ever get my hopes up for these fucking Philadelphia sports teams? Like, why? It's literally getting to the point where I'm like, you know, would my life honestly be better without this amount of suffering? Because, like, I get into a game and I'm like so excited. I don't even care that much about college basketball. I don't even watch it during the regular season. I tune in at tournament time because it is such exciting spectacle. And this year is no exception. It's been so exciting. Like, just seeing a game like Yale versus Baylor in the first round. All right, that was one of the most exciting basketball games I have ever seen, and I'm not exaggerating. Because the story behind it of Yale, a team that hasn't been in the tournament since like 1962, against Baylor, a team that choked on their own dicks last year. To see them collapse again and see this team of Ivy Leaguers celebrating in the locker room and the coach jumping in like they just won the prize for King of the World. Like, seeing stuff like that, I'm like, this is what sports and competition is all about. And seeing that excitement, I have nothing invested in Yale. Nothing. I don't care if they win or lose. But just to see that, I'm like, man, that's what it's all about. Seeing those kids so happy, and then seeing the great Satan, Duke, beat them. Here's hoping Oregon versus Duke. Oh boy, I said on Twitter, I said I'm trying to decide which team I despise less. I guess Oregon, because Duke is the great Satan. Anyway, I know all those Duke fans all over the country that they couldn't even name the state where Duke University is. Oh, I'm a big fan. You're a big fan because you're a bandwagon front-running piece of crap. Admit it. All you Duke fans that aren't from a state that ends in the word Carolina. You're bandwagoners. You're front runners. Oh, it's so tough. I was born and raised in I don't know, Idaho. But I'm a big Duke fan. Shut up! Anyways, going back to St. Joe's. St. Joe's loses abysmally. A good hard-fought battle and blah, blah, blah. Take hard-fought battles and shove them up my ass. And I'm like, why do I do this? Why? I get disappointed. And like, even with the Flyers playing some of the best hockey all month, facing a team in your house that you have absolutely owned in the Pittsburgh Penguins, they lose 4-1. 4-1. Look who gonna lose there. You see us beat the Blackhawks and the Red Wings? Okay, let's take to the ice today. Let's take that. Oh, shit. We suck. 4-1. All of a sudden, they suck. Get a playoff spot. Put some energy back in the town. It's like, nah, we're going to lose by 4-1 today. No big deal. We're out of the playoffs again. No big deal. And we got to play the Islanders now? And it's like times like this where I'm like, why do I get my hopes up over the Flyers? Why do I get my hopes up over St. Joe's? You know, I mean, like, the Eagles, anything from them is, you know, exceeding expectations. I'm like, fuck. would there be a lot more happiness in my life if I wasn't such a goddamn stingy, can't give up on sports Philadelphia sports fan? I'm starting to get to the point where I'm just like, man, I could have done anything better with my night last night than end on such a shit note. I mean, it was nice seeing Villanova, Philadelphia team, kick the shit out of their opponent. And Villanova had more points in the first half of their game on Sunday than Wisconsin did in their entire first round game that they won. Jesus. Anyway, who knows? Maybe Villanova's the real deal, but see, that's the thing. It's like, damn, Villanova, they really look like they're firing all cylinders. And I'm like, why get my hopes up? Why get my hopes up? People are like, no, they're looking really good, Archfiend. Like, people are telling me on Twitter, like, they're looking really good. They may do some damage. This is a team that was ranked number 1 for a good portion of the season. You can't give up on these guys. It's not that I'm giving up, but it's like, I can't give in to my heart of exceeding expectations anymore. Like, I just can't do it. I can't. Because I know little Fluke Girl's eventually going to eventually have those tears streaming down her face in some sort of heartbreaking loss. And it's like, how can I not expect that? Anyways, if that, in all honesty, and like, that's one of the things, like I said to myself last night, I'm like, this is like the one thing in life that brings me misery is sports. And specifically all these Philadelphia franchises. And it's like, well, then assess that. Like, I'm really not that miserable or depressed person in any way, shape, or form. Like, I love life. I love who I'm with. I love everything around me. I love my house, my dog, my wife. Everything is great. But yet, I put myself through something that causes misery. And it's like, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and getting the same result. When have I got a different result in sports? Okay, yeah, the Phils won in 2008. That's great and all. Not really that big of a fan of baseball, but sports that I love, like basketball and football, have brought me nothing but misery. My God, my second favorite team in Philadelphia is the Sixers. I'm gonna jump off the Ben Franklin Bridge if the draft ends up getting the Sixers a 3 spot and the Lakers and the Celtics pick before them. Like, I'm gonna jump off a fucking bridge. Figuratively. So, does anyone else, like, maybe it's just a Philadelphia thing because things have been so miserable here for so long. Again, one scant win from the Phillies, and I know there's a number of teams that have won in my lifetime, but again, when I was in like single-digit years of age with like the Sixers and the Phillies, they won in 1980 as well. Like, I'm sitting there last night after that St. Joe's game, and I'm like, man, I got so excited. I was like, they're gonna knock off the number 1 seed team in their bracket. Such is the life of the Negadelphia fan. Everyone, it's been a pleasure talking to you again. Let's do this again next week, or maybe I'll make a video before then. And again, April Fool's Day is around the corner. Wonder what Archfiend has up his sleeve for that one. Nothing. There's nothing up my sleeve. Have a good day, everyone.